What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to go through a bit more of a less formal discussion about an update to a previous video where I didn't drink for about 375 days, I believe it was. So this is going to be a follow-up video where I haven't drank for 730 days, which is that 2-year mark. I'm not going to go too much over what I've already discussed as in depth, and this will be a lot more of a shorter video, but I'm just going to do a follow-up to some of the points that I made and raise any new ones if I thought they came up. So points that I'm going to get to is social friends that change when you drink, sleep, in terms of like an improved sleep, easy to sleep, and recovery is much better. Easy to stick with things, especially with the gym or a new task or learning something, very much something I want to touch on again today. Socially accepted by my peers, usually the hardest bit of sort of changing your habits, especially like drinking when it's so common and it's easier to get along with social groups, is other people accepting it kind of thing. So I'll touch on that. And then I guess when it comes to ability to deal with tougher times, whether it's like a breakup or changing jobs or uncertainty in your life, those sorts of things. So that's what I'm going to get into today. So I'll start off with the first point, social friends changing. Now, I don't think much has changed in that realm. So the people that I have in my sort of inner circle, they're still there and they're still supporting me, especially with this sort of YouTube stuff. I've kind of come on, come off, been unsure, then have changed jobs and that sort of stuff. So they're making sure I still stay like on my path, and no matter what other job or pay rise that comes, make sure I make this happen because they can see this is what I want to happen. So I would say an update to that is it's very much the same in terms of the first 375 days, I got rid of the initial sort of people that I guess weren't on the same wavelength as me. Again, I didn't completely cut them out. I just sort of saw them less. And moving on to that sort of 730 day mark where I'm at the moment, those friends are still around, the ones that were supporting me and still encouraging me to keep going. So that was, I guess, something that hasn't really changed. It's just sort of more pronounced, and I know who my true friends are at the moment, so that's great. Sleep definitely has not changed in terms of when you don't drink for 375 days and you get to the 700 day mark, it's not going to necessarily change, but I guess just getting consistently good sleep, assuming it's not work stress or something else related that's affecting your sleep. I still track my sleep and still have for the past 5 years. So my sleep and recovery have remained elevated and I have no complaints. Easier to stick with things. Now this is interesting because theoretically, this sort of YouTube thing should have taken off more than it did because that was 8 months ago. And if you look back at my channel, there's not a huge amount of videos other than the last sort of 6 to 8 weeks where I've sort of started to ramp that up again. So it's easier to stick with certain things, and other things you still have to work on and improve and all that sort of stuff. So YouTube is still one of those things where it's a lot of upfront effort to learn how to edit, do videos, get the right cameras, figure out what your strategy is going to be, all those sorts of things. So I would say physically sticking with things has been a lot easier. So, getting up in the morning and doing the things that you need to get done, getting to the gym, lifting heavier weights, all that kind of stuff has definitely gone on an incline. I reckon I'm in the best sort of shape I've been in ages. I don't know what I weighed in my last video, and maybe I look better then than now, I don't know, but I guess I've definitely known the side of being a lot leaner and it's a lot easier now. Like in terms of like, I'm not making decisions I shouldn't make, especially around food choices where, it's like a Friday night, I should probably just have a cheat meal because, that's what I do once a week, and, having a balance and all that kind of stuff. I now take an approach that I just have a cheat meal when I want it. Like, obviously nothing excessive like having it 3 times that week or anything, but I don't have to schedule in having bad food because I don't really crave it now because I'm eating super clean food, eating grass-fed meats, rice, having yogurt, having some fruit, and I don't really like to snack on sort of carbs and other stuff outside of rice, to be honest. So by doing that, I've stuck with my, I guess, goal of trying to maintain a good weight, get rid of like the excess fat that I had. So I was sort of 95 kilos and now I'm down to about 89.5. Some of my other videos also show what I'm currently looking like, which I'm pretty happy for me personally. I mean, I don't have the best physique necessarily, but I'm very happy with where my physical performance currently is at. Socially accepted by peers. Now, this bit's interesting, and I think this is the bit that I struggle with on my end, because you would go to a social setting and you'd be expected to drink, and if you drank with a certain group of friends, there's an expectation that you'll drink, and okay, this guy doesn't drink that much anymore, but he'll drink when he comes out with us. And in that 375 days was probably the hardest. Then they kind of understand that you don't really drink, and they kind of don't push it on you. And then it gets easier over time. You feel less pressure in social situations, and you kind of don't think about it. It's like, if you wanted to drink, you could. If you don't want to drink, no one cares. And I think that's what is actually true to begin with. Like, no one really cares. And the ones that really do care, I think sometimes their logic in certain realms is a little bit flawed, I think, to be honest. So there are exceptions, like I said, like that people will care. They might get offended, but that's their problem, not yours. But I've definitely found that I am definitely less concerned about what other people think. There is still an element where it's like, if you're meeting someone important and you want to get a deal done because you're going to, partner up, obviously, like, they want you to drink with them to get on side, and it's a way to build sort of camaraderie and that kind of stuff. But they kind of respect you for not drinking, and they're like, oh, I wish I could have done that. But you have a chat with them, you still get along, you still get the engagement, all those sorts of things. So yeah, it's getting easier. I feel like I'm in the right place. I don't really feel any pressure now, which is great. The last point I'll touch on and close off this video, it's actually longer than I thought this video was going to go for, is to do with the ability to deal with hard situations. So whether that's like a breakup, or just a setback with work, or maybe something at work where someone's either offended you or you've not done good enough and they're giving you sort of feedback to do with something maybe negative, or you're not doing enough, and how you sort of process those emotions. I think at the moment, I've been able to, you can feel those emotions that come up at the time, whether, I remember actually about 3 weeks ago, there was a colleague at work where I requested something from someone else, and he was in that sort of department. And when he saw that I'd gone above him to his boss, he confronted me and was kind of annoyed that, I was supposed to ask him the particular question to get my answer. But I asked his boss, and he's going, why did you ask my boss? Like, I'm supposed to be helping you with this sort of project. You should be coming to me. Like, why did you do that? That's sort of stupid, and sort of blew up at me. And instead of firing back at him, I sort of went, okay, like, this is my reasoning as to why I went to your boss. Look, I apologize. Next time I'll consult you first, and de-escalated the situation. But his side, the other guy, was very much, very aggressive, and you could tell he was quite annoyed. So I tried to just, set the tone on my end to bring the situation down. And, I just think, like, I'm just getting better over time with dealing with emotions. And I can't say that's necessarily everything to do with alcohol, but there is an element of maintaining your mood, which I spoke about in my previous video. And if you can maintain your mood because your recovery is good, because you're getting good sleep, you're eating the right foods, you're not sort of drinking alcohol and sort of messing up your mental state, then I think that, you can attribute some of that to not drinking. So that's definitely something I saw the most. But yeah, look, this is my video. It was meant to be a quick video. It's now gone for nine minutes. So just to recap, I'll probably do another video, but let me know, like, what you guys are struggling with, because I think each person's going to be different when they want to give up drinking. Just from the social stigma, it might be something completely unrelated. If you want to know, like, what I would do to potentially go on a sober route, what the things that I did in the initial phases, let me know, but tell me what you guys are doing. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you.